Tell us some jokes.
She did.
Well, it's like this. The Pope and his cardinals were talking one day, and they said they got too many Jews here in the Vatican, in this area. We gotta go. We gotta get them out of here. So the Pope was told to go run the Jews out. So he went up to the head rabbi and said, "You Jews, you got to go. There are too many of you around here. We don't want you around." And the rabbi said, "Well, we were here before you were here. We're not going anywhere." So the Pope, being a smart guy that he is, said, "I tell you what, we'll have a debate. If I win the debate, you'll have to go. You win the debate, you can stay." Being a good Jew and a good rabbi, he couldn't turn down an offer for a debate, so he said, "Fine." So the time and the place was set on and decided and agreed on, and then the Pope comes up and says, "Oh, by the way, this is going to be a silent debate. You can't use any words. It's got to be silent." So, being a good Jew and a good rabbi, he said, "That's okay. I'll take on the challenge."
Here,
So
Mommy.
the time and the place came about.
Here.
The Pope and the rabbi met up there.
Here.
So the Pope, he starts out with the debate. He starts out.
Camera.
He starts out with this. And the rabbi goes back. Said the Pope. Oh, that shook him. So the Pope comes back with his next argument. And the rabbi comes back with, said the Pope. He didn't know what to say. So the Pope brought out the Eucharist, the wine and the bread, on a little tray, and he held it out there, and the rabbi reached in his coat and pulls out an apple. The Pope says, "You got me? You got me. Y'all can stay," and he left. Meanwhile, the Pope gets back with all the cardinals, and he said, "How'd it go?" And he said, "Oh, it was brutal. It was really tough. It was really hard." Well, he says, "Tell us about it." He said, "Well, I started out with, God is everywhere." And the rabbi comes back with, "Yes, but God is right here." "Ooh," all the cardinals said. "Oh, good point. And then what did you do?" I said, "Well, God is three." And he came back and said, "Yes, but God is one." "Ooh, good point, good point. Then what did you do?" He said, "Well, I brought out the Eucharist, the wine and the bread, and said, God is the price for our sin." But he brought out an apple out of his coat saying that sin is all around us and has been here from the beginning. "Oh," they said. "Oh, wicked. Tough argument, tough argument." Meanwhile, the rabbi went back, and the other rabbis caught him and said, "Hey, how'd it go?" And he said, "Well, it was a little strange." He said, "Well, tell us about it." So he said, "Well, how did it go?" Well, he started off with, "You Jews, you got to go." And I came back with, "We stand right here." And he shook his head a little bit, and then he came back with, "I'm giving you 3 days to get out of here." And I came back, not one of us leaving. And then he brought out his lunch, and I brought out my lunch, and he gave up and left. At the end. Marceau and Thibodeau, they saved up enough cans and enough hides so they could go on a trip to the Vatican, to Rome City itself, and see all that countryside. So they went over there. Good joke. They went over there to the Rome, and they went to the Vatican, and they saw this beautiful, beautiful countryside, little garden area around the Vatican, beautiful. And Gaston and Thibodeau, being good Cajun, they said, "We got to have a barbecue. This is too pretty to pass up." So they went to the local store and got a little hibachi, and they got them some ribs, and they got some charcoals, and they started making a fire and getting all them things, and it was smelling good. It was smelling good. And,
Couldn't find any boudin.
couldn't find any boudin in that part of the country, but they had to make do with what they had. So and no tasso, yeah, thank you. And so they were making that smell, and all of a sudden the door opened on that building over there, and the guy with the pointed cap come out of there, and old Gaston, boy, he ran. He said, "I can't take it. The Pope's coming. I can't take it." So he ran and hid in the bushes. And old Thibodeau, he's there. And the Pope comes out, and old Garson's looking at him. He sees the Pope. Oh, he said, my friend is getting blessed by the Pope. My friend is getting blessed by the Pope. So he was so happy that his friend got blessed by the Pope. And after a while, the Pope went back inside, and Thibodeau comes out. And Garson runs up to him and said, oh, Thibodeau, my friend, you got blessed by the Pope. You got blessed by... He said, I didn't get blessed by the Pope. He said, well, I saw him doing this. He said, no, what he was doing when he was doing this is saying, you Cajun, you get your hibachi. And that other Cajun in the bushes, and y'all all get out of here.